Hello everyone, Shindo Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards, and we are at the beginning of a new season, and in this video I'm going to be testing out two of the warlords that got significant buffs this season. In the first match we'll be playing with the new and improved Ghosar, who got a significant buff to his health, I think 40 health, and his special rule now increases the melee by 6 at the end of every single turn. That's all the cards in play and in your deck. So yeah, the melee attack ramps up a lot faster, and it works well, especially I think with the Spore Mines, where these normally have a very low attack. Even at level 11, this thing's only dealing 31 damage, but within the space of several turns, you can basically double the damage on this thing. So we got some Deathblow in there, we got some Scouts, we got some Furious Charge, and the Tyranid Warrior with Poison just to deal with the likes of Captain Akron and whatnot. Alright, we are up against the Corpse Lord. Another warlord who used to be very weak, but who now gains 40 health every time one of the cards readies, which is pretty nuts. The warlord itself does deal a decent amount of damage, although these cards appear to be pretty low levels by the looks of it. Alright, well, we got a pretty decent starting hand here. We're dropping the Tyranid Warrior with Poison at the beginning, the Abominant, and we got a Scout as well. The Scouts will be more impactful later on in the game, after you've gotten a few melee buffs, but since nothing is currently buffed, because it triggers at the end of each turn, it can be good to just, deal a little more damage right off the bat by deploying those Scouts early. At least it's better to do that than, I think, deploying the Deathblow units, or at least the Spore Mines early, because yeah, you want to wait until those have gotten a few buffs after, several turns have elapsed before deploying those to the field, I think. Okay, so the Abominant, of course, has Berserk as well. I haven't used this card. It used to be, a lot stronger, I feel like in the early days. But then, yeah, it just sort of, I don't know, it seems to be outshadowed by a lot of the other Tyranid cards. But combined with this special rule, though, you can get a pretty big death blow on this guy. So I think he's definitely worth running with Ghosar now. We'll see how big he gets this game. The enemy has a lot of, I was going to say they have a lot of melee bodyguards, but they just deployed a ranged unit, so now they're going ranged, and old Oricon is healing 40 health. Will we have enough to take him down? Not quite, I'm afraid. So the Abominant is just shy of taking him down. We do take out the Nightbringer, which I'm looking forward to the day when we see a new model for that Nightbringer. More ranged units, so it looks like their melee units will be healing once again. It's quite a bit of healing there. But yeah, this Destroyer Lord doesn't deal very much damage, so the Abominant will once again survive the melee attack, and he's just getting not huge, but decently sized, I think. Actually, we barely deployed any bodyguards this game, because these guys are just doing all the heavy lifting. Abominant now at 170 melee, getting increased by another 10 there. There goes the, well, never mind, he just died. So the death blow goes off, we poison Corpse Lord with the counterattack. Yeah, I didn't really get to see a whole lot of stuff here, but, basically, after a number of turns, most of my bodyguards are dealing, in excess of 100 damage. The only thing that does less than 100 is the little old Spore Mine, which has more than doubled its melee attack. Ghosar at 139, and that's before the Inspiring Presence. This is pretty huge, the amount of damage that you can deal here, so, yeah. We'll just deploy, just for fun, this guy here. He's got the melee scout, the Winged Tyranid Prime, so we'll see how much damage we get. Now that we deploy the scout later on in the game, after things have gotten buffed, that's extreme amounts of damage, for ranked mode, I think. So yeah, this is a pretty fun, very fun deck. I mean, I always like Ghosar, as I mentioned in the last video, but now he is just he is actually pretty strong. Now, in contrast to that, we have another warlord, Helbrecht, who got buffed this season, and it's not as crazy of a buff. The Mark got increased from 15% to 20% per kill. Even though it is percentage based, so it does have more of an impact when everything's at max level or in apocalypse mode when you're using really big stuff. So that's what we're doing. I think in Helbrecht, the weakness of Helbrecht, of course, is that you have to kill enemies with the melee attack specifically. It's also based on the number of bodyguards in the enemy deck. The fewer bodyguards they have, the less buffs you'll be getting. And also, you lose momentum when your cards die. You lose those buffs. So that's, I guess, why Helbrecht was not performing so well. Just a lot of things working against him. But we have a whole bunch of really big melee hitters, and then we got one taunt guy who hopefully we can deploy at the beginning, because this is a very low initiative deck. Okay, this time we're up against Angron, and they have the initiative again. So this, lots of bodyguards. They got a Bloodthirster. This should be a fun matchup here, I think. Alright, so yeah, they'll be going first. I guess we'll drop the Death Blow. I don't know, anytime you kill something with Death Blow, though, I mean, you're not actually getting a lasting buff, so that's not really ideal either, but drop this guy, Furious Charge, and the Dread Knight actually looks, that could be juicy. Put the Dread Knight across from the Bloodthirster, see what happens there. I'm assuming they will just go with the melee attack because they got that Scout, 44% boost. It's a pretty big attack. Oh yeah, that's right, Angron. Every time they attack, before the attack goes through, they get the buff. So that is huge amounts of damage right there. But we did get one kill there. That's 20% increase. Boom. Huge counterattack from the Dread Knight. Unfortunately, that Dread Knight is going to die to the Bloodthirster's Death Blow. And yeah, just lots of stuff is going to be dying here, I think. Mephiston's going to go down. His Death Blow will go off at least, though. So I think, yeah, what's going to happen here is we will get a 40% buff from this guy after everything's said and done. And that should be enough to, yeah, take out Karn as well. From Mephiston's Death Blow. Here's the first Death Blow. That one, the Death Blows from Angron get buffed before the attack goes through as well. So that's pretty devastating. So yeah, just this guy left. We're getting 40% from him. So anything we deploy from now will benefit from that 40%, which is nice. It's their turn, though. I guess we'll put down this Dreadnought. And see what else they have. Okay, more Death Blow. Yeah, Death Blow, of course, combos super well with Angron. Alright, well. I guess we'll go with this guy. Some shields. We want some longevity, I think. That's actually, yeah, shields are a good idea to combo with Helbrecht, because you want your guys to be surviving, basically. Lots of damage here. And yeah, I don't think we're really going to be getting through. Okay, I guess Tor will take down that guy, so we'll get a stack from that. But yeah, we don't have enough to take out the carnivore there. Don't have enough to take out this guy either, the 8-bound. So that means we're going to be losing that 40% buff over there. And we'll end up with just a overall 20% buff from Tor Garrodon. And yeah, this thing's about to go down. If only this thing had Death Blow. But alas, it does not. Oh, we got the taunt though. Now this will be interesting, actually. This will be pretty huge. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so that guy's gonna go down. The Dreadnought will survive. We'll still be getting the buff. Ooh, that's a lot of damage right there. Oh, the War Dog Carnivore, that attack's going right into Tor. 50 damage through the shields there. But he is one of my highest level cards, and he is dealing a lot of damage. Okay, this is actually looking really good now. Tor has just one shield left. This is gonna be painful, but we're gonna put Marnie's Calgar over here. We got the Inspiring Presence, we got the Furious Charge knocking out the War Dog. That Death Blow is gonna go off, deal some damage. After the last shield on Tor gets knocked out by the Furious Charge there. Boom. 146 to Marnius Calgar. But he does get that stack there, so we got, what, 20% from Calgar, plus the Inspiring Presence. We got 20% from Tor, and then another 20% for a total of 60%. So it is hard to get like a whole bunch of stacks from Helbrecht at once because, you know, your guys just keep dying and then you lose the stacks. But we will get one more after killing this Berserker over here. So that is massive amounts of damage. Now, Angron will, I think, survive maybe? Because the second part of his special rule, he's killed a bunch of things with melee, which means he's going to just gain a whole bunch of health back. So this will be interesting. We do have the big game hunter, though, from Tor. He is now dealing 205 damage. And boom, that's 300-something damage, plus another 200 from Calgar. It is enough, even though Angron just healed. That was a pretty epic battle. 2 melee warlords against each other. That was quite fun. Helbrecht, definitely a lot of fun if you have some powerful melee cards at the higher levels. Let me know what you think of the changes, and if you're going to be playing either of these 2 warlords this season. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.